This SCP is written by the same author as before, Dog Stuff, which makes sense because I did see that the tale with Agent La Ferrier was also written by Dog Stuff. So this was like all like connected with each other. Yeah, so let's see. What is it good for? War. Huh. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So, last one, guys. Last one. Let's get it. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedure SCP-2729 is described to the public as a rare and unusual side effect of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Foundation fronts, namely Sherman Charleston Psychological Institute, will claim to be researching the condition and publishing four articles describing said research at random intervals, preferably not more than once a year. Sherman Charleston Psychological Institute or SCPI will work with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to document all cases of individuals affected by SCP-2729 and encourage these affected to seek aid from SCPI. Seek aid from SCPI. Goddamn. Individuals who do not come to SCPI should be covertly surveyed for any unusual behavior or for suspicion of anomalous means. Description: SCP-2729 is a phenomenon that may affect any individual that has been exposed to combat situation in person for at least a 1 week period throughout their lifetime and has traveled to the Pacific Ocean by boat. Calculation to be a 0.005% chance, or about 1 in 20,000, right? Yeah. This data was collected from a survey led by Sherman Charleston Psychological Institute, which found 23 effective war veterans in the US and an additional 4 miscellaneous affected individuals. Individuals with combat training may also be affected if they maintain regular contact with a subject affected by the primary vector. Affected individuals will claim to see transparent monochrome soldiers, officials, and military equipment with varying levels of clarity based on combat experience. Apparitions become clearer the more combat an individual has experienced. Okay. Reports of how the instance act and how the equipment is used is consistent between subjects. All objects seen this way are transparent, intangible, and silent. The flag flown by -A as sketched by patient 12. Okay. Objects and subjects seem to correspond to 3 different varying nations and are seen in and around the Pacific Ocean. The theater of war extends as far east as the Californian coast and as far west as China. Supplies, food, guns, vehicles, soldiers, etc. repeatedly come from within buildings that are unable to be entered due to the intangible nature of SCP-2729. Attempting to step into these buildings will make the building disappear until the subject has stepped out of the building area. Each running nation and the people is designated -A, B, and C. -A is based in the city of Khabarovsk, Russia. -B is based in the city of Prince Rupert, Canada. -C is based in the city of Hilo, Hawaii. And then we have the flag flown by -B. So this is the flag of -A. The flag of -B is sketched by patient 2, and this is the flag of -C as sketched by patient 12 as well. Okay, so these are all flags. Okay, interesting. That looks like a bunny. And that's supposed to be like the moon, maybe. -A soldiers were uniforms adorned with symbols of various stylized suns. So that's the stylized suns, okay. -B soldiers were uniforms adorned with symbols of various stylized stars. -C soldiers were uniforms adorned with symbols of various stylized moons. So yeah, that's the moon. It's probably the bunny, because like there's a whole like Chinese mythology, and even like in Japan a little bit, that bunnies live on the moon. Soldiers and officials of all nations exhibit human behaviors, including a lack of facial expression, unfocused eyes, lack of speech, and a typical reaction to pain and the ability to biologically die. If instances communicate at all, it is suggested that they do so telepathically. If a soldier sustains damage that would kill a human being, they will fall limp indefinitely. However, blood loss does not seem to affect their normal bodily functions. After falling their eyes can still move. They will continue to breathe unless damage is done to the lungs, and they will never decompose. If a body is retrievable, field medics from the corresponding nations will often find and remove the remains. Where these remains are taken and what is done with them is currently unknown. Okay. Okay, so that's basically what happened to Agent Alferrier, right? Like, because it says here, if a soldier sustains damage that will kill a human being, they will fall limp indefinitely. However, blood loss does not seem to affect the normal bodily functions after fall. Yeah, so the Agent Alferrier basically became like a semi-immortal being through this thing. Because it's a soldier that has gone through combat. That makes sense. So, yeah, interesting. Addendum, temporary neutralization on the 3rd, 13th, 1989, starting at 11:48 Pacific Standard Time around the time of a massive geomagnetic storm, SCP-2729 became inactive. Agent Laferriere was viewing a military base controlled by Dash-A, 3 kilometers outside of Bend, Oregon, along with the affected D-237238, reported that the anomaly had disappeared. Laferriere elaborated and confirmed that with D-237238 that all soldiers, officials, and buildings had suddenly ceased to exist. At 1:36, the accompanying research team reported that Agent Laferriere and D-237238 had both held their heads, vocalized intense pain and fainted simultaneously. Agent Laferriere and D-237238 both regained consciousness within 3 hours, and further research of the anomaly has discovered that the anomaly has since restarted. Each nation was found to have only a headquarters and a single military base within 5 kilometers of that location. All found in the previous location. See paragraph 4 of the description. German Charleston Psychological Institute discovered within the year that all living subjects on record had experienced similar occurrences, reporting that they had suffered a horrible headache and then fainted early in the afternoon on the 13th. Patient 8 Ellie W. Edit 831. Since the initial reset, several more similar events have occurred. Following is a list of such occurrences as of time of writing. 8th 1988, temporary disappearance, but status of the war was not reset. Affected individuals experienced headaches. 7 2000, full reset. 10th 2003, full reset. 1st 2005, temporary disappearance. Up until this point, resets were thought to be connected to solar storms, but all events past this point seem to occur independently of solar activity. Research is ongoing. 1st 2007, full reset. 11th 2010, temporary disappearance. 10th 2012, temporary disappearance. 5th 2014, full reset. 4th 2015, full reset. 9th 2016, temporary disappearance. 3rd 2017, full reset. 8th 2017, temporary disappearance. Addendum, highly unusual behavior. On the 8th 25th 2017, Agent Laferriere, affected by SCP-2728 and reporting to a research team, was viewing a battle between Dash-B and Dash-C in the streets of San Diego. Several Dash-B soldiers were using a Pizzeria Luigi on El Cajon Boulevard as a shelter. One such soldier had a pencil and paper and was apparently writing a letter. Agent Laferriere recorded this letter as best she could. As best as she could, so there was no lie. There was no lie that Agent Laferriere was a woman before. And then became a man. Dear, I'm on the front lines, love you, I'm shooting, love you, miss you, died yesterday, sad, I'm sad, sweetie, saw him die, I'm sad, miss you, how's the kids, they're great, I love them, I love you, I miss you, sweetie, was such a good soldier, he killed, he died, I love my kids, Jeff and Bill was always a good soldier, Bill died yesterday, I'm sad, I shot him, he died, miss you, yours, Jeff. During the writing, the other soldiers had gathered behind the writing soldier. The instant stood up without facing the other soldiers and began to cry. The only reported instance of this happening as of the time of writing. All other others drew rifles and opened fire on the riding soldier. The remains were then thrown into the street where -C soldiers also shot into the body. A soldier into the pizzeria crumbled and ate the letter. Such an occurrence has never been seen. Okay. Addendum -A victory. Following several successful war campaigns on the part of -A against -B, an army of -A made it into the headquarters of -B and successfully killed all soldiers and officials, adopting their HQ as a secondary base of operation. 2 months later, on the 10th, 2017, Agent Laferriere and D-309918 viewed a battle between A and C in Hilo, Hawaii, -C base of operations. After heavy casualties on both sides, -A soldiers finally overtook the headquarters, proceeding 3 days of battle. Once inside the HQ, they were able to extract an -C official, assumed to be the leader of -C, out of the building and publicly execute him on the 10th, 13th, 2017, 7:12. Afterwards, -A soldiers stood still for 2 hours, rocking slightly back and forth. At 9:32 on the 10th, 13th, 2017, -A instances began to look at the surroundings, some with confused expression. Another 15 minutes passed before Agent Laferriere reported seeing some instances moseying about and looking at the remains of dead and wounded soldiers. D-309918 reported seeing some groups of soldiers that appeared to freeze mid-motion and unfreeze at random intervals. After another 30 minutes, the instances that executed the rival leader of -C knelt down and turned the body over. At this time, soldiers were seen cradling dead -A and -C instances in their arms. A selected amount of soldiers were also seen rapidly changing position and repeated actions. In another 5 minutes, the soldier who executed the leader of -C began to cry, which prompted most other soldiers to begin doing the same. The few soldiers that this did not affect began to draw weapons and open fire on the crying soldiers who put up little to no resistance. At this moment, SCP-2729 reset. Oof. It almost sounds like the reason why they cry is because like those were probably fellow soldiers or fellow friends that just got placed in a different group, and now they killed them. And they had like a moment of like, you know, realizing what they just done. Oh, man. We went from wholesome penguins to killing your friend because if you were in killing your friend as a ghost as well, you know, and it just resets and resets and resets. It just doesn't end really. It's a pretty sad ending. But hey, sometimes that's how it goes, huh?